Over the last few weeks and months, there's been more evidence that civil society groups, people working in civil society, appear to be in more danger and that they're being targeted. Over the weekend, a leader for the organization, Abahlali, Basemjolo, Mguni, was shot dead in his shack in Cato Manor. We've also seen mining activists in Kolobeni in the Eastern Cape being killed. In the last few weeks, we've even seen a government minister claiming that an NGO is trying to overthrow government by challenging the decision to withdraw the Zimbabwean exemption permit. Well, there are different views on this. Zikode is the president of Abahlali, Basemjolo. David van Wyk is at the Benchmarks Foundation. Gentlemen, good afternoon to you and thank you for your time. Spur, it seems obvious that the killing of Mguni was an assassination. Have you seen other attacks like this kind of deliberate attack on people working in your sector and in civil society?
Good afternoon, Stephen, and your viewers at home. Yes, we are shocked and we have heavy hearts following the murder of one of our leader, one of the greatest leader of Abahlali that was shot and killed in the morning of Saturday, the 20th of August. And we are very concerned about the ongoing violence that is directed at our members. And I must say that it's not only Mguni who was assassinated. His partner, Cindy Ngcobo, is also fighting for her life in hospital. She was also shot 3 times at the time when Mguni was killed and died instantly.
David van Wyk, you work in civil society in the mining area. What kind of attacks have people in your sector seen?
Well, I think that in August we had an activist that died in Marikana. She participated in a workshop that we had there, and the next morning she was shot dead in front of her house. Dusuzile Mahlahle. We had a checkpoint TV crew beaten up in Maditlokwa near Marikana as well in March. On the 10th of August, thugs tried to break up our visit to Marikana at Lapologang and Maditlokwa. And, you know, we had people dying fairly consistently over the years. 2016, it was Bazooka in Kolobeni, where we had a court case against the mining company, which the community won, and we participated in. It would seem as if we are becoming like Colombia and South America, where activists, social activists and environmental activists frequently get killed.
Spur, are you seeing the same thing? I mean, you've had several members over the years being killed, and in the last few months as well.
Yes, absolutely, Stephen. We are very worried. I mean, just within the space of 5 months, we have lost 4 activists. South Africans will recall that Ayanda Ngila, also a leader, a very prominent leader of our movement, was shot on the 8th of March in a broad daylight in what looked like a Hollywood movie style, when the community, women and children, were watching at the gunmen firing hails of bullets in a broad daylight on the 8th of March. And within the same week, Siyabonga Manqele in the nearby settlement in Nkanini was shot and killed, you know, within the same week. Then on the 5th of May, Nokuthula Mabaso, one of the greatest women within the struggle of Abahlali, was also shot with hails of bullets after the meeting that was held in Ekenana commune. Now, just on the 20th of August, just 2 days ago, another greatest leader and a young man of our movement, Mguni, was also shot, also after the meeting that was held in Ekenana. So there is a pattern, there is a trend of this organized assassination that aims at destroying Abahlali in its entirety. So we are aware that almost all these comrades who have been murdered, they would have received death threats before they are assassinated. Now, Mguni is the 24th activist to have been assassinated in the past 10 years. So this has become normal it has become acceptable in our society, and that's the greatest threat to our democracy, when we cannot organize freely, when we cannot hold government accountable, when we cannot expose corrupt politicians and government officials who are implicated in many of the crimes that renders us poor and that perpetuate the inequalities that exist in this country.
David, you talk about South Africa becoming like some places in South America, Colombia. There's a sense of impunity, and that, it seems to me, comes because the police aren't able to find who does this, who carries out these assassinations, and then punish them.
Well, last week when we were in Marikana and these thugs tried to prevent Bishop Josie Oka from going through Lapologang and Maritlokwa, the police were there, and when we spoke to them about allowing the bishop to go through Marikana without any harassment, they asked us where our security was. And we said, we don't need security. We are taxpayers. The police are supposed to be the security. So if we look also at the case of Fikile Nchangaze, who was killed in, around the Somkele coal mine of Tendele, that case, we are still waiting for justice in that particular instance as well. And with the case of Bazooka also, it's many years now. It is, 7, 8 years now since he died, and we are still waiting for an outcome of that. I personally my life has been threatened in November of 2020 by a senior politician. I reported the matter to the police and to the election commission at the time, because there was a by-election taking place, and I'm still waiting for even a response from the police, even though I've got a case number in that instance.
Spoor, what happens when you report these attacks and this intimidation to police? What happens there?
Well, in fact, we can safely say that the police are accomplices. They are part of the gangster politicians that are prepared to go out and destroy activists and communities. So like the local police in Katomena, we have an evidence that they are actually taking instruction of the suspect in the murder of Abahlali activists. So we have lost confidence, not that we do not report. In fact, even today, I mentioned that Nokuthula Mabaso was shot on the 5th of May. Even today, we are sitting with a bullet that killed Nokuthula. This was reported. Up until today, we do not even know the IO on the case. We have even issued a press statement telling the country, South Africans, that we are sitting with a bullet that killed Nokuthula. And I'm saying this to all South Africans, that they must know what kind of police, whether South Africans are safe in the hands of the current policy. Now, when you are sitting with a bullet that is supposed to have gone into ballistics test in order to track the perpetrators, the police are just not interested. I mean, in a Kenana, it's a 10 minutes walk. The police can actually hear the gunshot from the police station, but it will take 2 hours at least if you would not go and actually fetch them, literally drag them into the crime scene. So we have a situation where the Minister of Police himself was made aware of the ongoing killing in Ekanana. I personally spoke to the Minister, Zikode, myself, in November last year. And that is why today we are not ashamed to say the blood and the soul of people like Lindo Mnguni and all the 4 others that have been killed this year must be asked in the hands of the minister. He was made aware. He failed to take at least reasonable step or delegate the provincial commissioner or the local police to do something. So the ongoing killing of Abahlali is known, and at times we suspect that the minister himself has actually instructed the police not to act.
Zikode, President of Abahlali Basemjolo. Thank you, David van Beek from the Benchmarks Foundation. Really do appreciate the time. Well,